Hello, hello, awesome people of the Nintendo Online world. We're back with another triple pack of news. 3 interesting Switch stories for you today. I'm your host, Zach. I got Jake and Gabe will each be delivering a morsel of Switch stuff your way. The first one is about Lawbreakers, the upcoming fast-paced multiplayer-only shooter that's hitting PC and PS4. There was a discussion about could it come to Switch, and the Lawbreakers team was saying that the hardest part with the Switch is the controls. You're looking at the Switch base controller that's on the unit. It doesn't have as many buttons, and this was kind of looked at as a weird excuse. And then they mentioned something about you could use motion controls, but then you're not looking at your screen anymore, which seemed weird because I don't know anyone that motion controls in Splatoon and doesn't look at the screen. So it was just kind of like a clumsy interview. And then people realized, wait a minute, the Pro Controller has the same number of buttons as the DualShock 4. So Lawbreakers, kudos to them, issued an apology on Twitter that said hashtag Nintendo fans, yep, we know, hashtag buttons AF. And they showed a picture that said number of buttons, and it showed that the Pro Controller is equal to DualShock and said, our bad. I just thought that was like an interesting thing. I never expected that game to hit Switch, but it was just weird to hear a control excuse be used. That's the first time, or one of the first times at least, that we've heard that. And then they kind of at least own up to their mistake, which I give them credit for.
Honestly, that game would have a better chance at survival on the Switch, to be 100% frank. We saw numbers for the amount of people that played during the beta weekend that they had. It wasn't that many people, and I feel like if it were on Switch, they would have more than that, given the game a try. But if they can't get it on here for whatever reason, that's totally fine. It was a little bit silly for them to state that the controls were the reason, because the controls they had the exact same amount of buttons really. So.
Well, and now that you mention it, that is a good point, because people have been clamoring for Overwatch on Switch, and that's not happening. So perhaps this could have filled an interesting void on Switch. Splatoon is a shooter, but giving a more traditional FPS, maybe that would have done really well. Perhaps exploring that would have been interesting.
This would have saved Lawbreakers.
it could have done well, and yeah. Frankly, I would play it more if it was on Switch. Being able to take it with me, hotspot it up. So it's a good game. It's not that it's a bad game.
Yeah, it's a little too fast for my taste. I played on PC, so it's a little too fast. But you played it on PS4. You said it felt good, so I'm inclined to believe you. Switch would have been good. I would have definitely played it for sure.
And just to clarify, in case anyone wants to be real granular, the touchpad. There's no touchpad, obviously, on the Switch Pro Controller, but I don't think the game even uses it. I don't remember it being used for...
If you play on the Switch, this has touch screen.
There you go, yeah. So we're all good there.
All right, going on to news topic number 2. It's all about that new 3DS. There has been a report that in Japan, the new 3DS is no longer in production. They are phasing that out in favor of the other 3 models, the 2DS, the new 2DS XL, and the new 3DS XL. And then GameSpot updated their news by saying that Nintendo of Europe has confirmed that they are also no longer producing the new 3DS at all. And this was sort of something that trickled into North America and wasn't really part of their lineup. So probably... most likely this is a global stop of all production of the new 3DS, which kind of makes sense, especially since they just came out with the new 2DS XL to kind of replace that. So now they have 3 models still that people can latch onto and pick their favorite. But yes, this is Nintendo moving forward and saying goodbye to the new 3DS and hello to the new 2DS XL.
Yeah, and it doesn't surprise me. I don't think it signals any sort of cancellation of the 3DS or an impending doom for the handheld in any way. I think it merely is replacing, like you mentioned, one with the other. The only bummer here is I really like the faceplate switching ability of this regular new 3DS. It's not possible on the XL. And in fact, that is the 3DS I use because it is a little bit smaller. It's a little bit more pocketable, as I like to say, and I really enjoyed having custom faceplates and being able to sort of modify the system without buying a new limited edition. You could just kind of create your own new look whenever you wanted to switch out your faceplates.
Well, at least you got one. Now you can hold on to that, baby.
Yeah, well, I'm unlike you. I do wonder if this like means like, hey, are the 3DS stuff gonna slow down at any point? Like, obviously, it is just they replaced it with the new 2DS. I get that. Like, that makes 100% sense. But at some like the 3DS has been around for a very long time. It is not a new platform. That install base is just so hard to just like get away from. But hopefully, like how awesome would it be if we got like a brand new Nintendo handheld, like separate from the Switch? I think that would be cool because Nintendo has made it clear that they believe that there's a future in the handheld business, and I think that means
Gabe,
that they're
did you
going to
miss
have...
it? They just gave you the new 2DS
No.
XL.
Well, no, something else.
Yeah,
The 4DS?
Eventually, sure, but I don't think that's happening anytime soon.
Yeah. Moving on to the third story, NBA 2K18 might be delayed. Amazon sending out emails saying that it is. So if you pre-ordered from Amazon, you maybe got this email. But the interesting thing is GameStop, Best Buy, Target, Walmart, they all still list NBA 2K18, the original date, September 19th. They're still showing that. They are showing the 15th for the tip-off edition where you get to play a few days early. So all of that still seems to line up on all the major websites that are not Amazon. So we don't know if this is an official delay, Nintendo or 2K. None of them have mentioned it at all. This is strictly an Amazon thing. This is the only place it's coming from. But I know Zach and I were really both excited for this, and it being delayed is not a good sign.
No, it definitely stinks. And just to clarify, it's the Switch version only.
Yes.
That Amazon was sending emails about. And it would be a bummer, because since the inception of Switch, NBA 2K18 has been something that's closely tied to the console and was touted as one of the, bigger, more popular third-party games hitting the system and, allowing you to take that on the go for the first time ever. And 2K working hard to deliver a version that had feature parity with the PS4 and Xbox One edition. So it was a big deal, and it still could be. We don't know. Like Gabe said, it's up in the air right now. No other retailer has made a peep about this, but it also would be rough just for third parties in general because there's a number of games that have seen this similar delay happen where the PS4 and Xbox One versions are, A-okay, and the Switch version gets pushed, and not really sure what the reasoning behind that may be, but it's definitely a bummer, or would be a bummer, especially considering this is one of the few big third-party titles that would be available for the Switch leading into the holiday season.
It's interesting. Go ahead.
Could it just be that Amazon had something messed up with their shipping and aren't receiving the games if they're the only retailer that's saying that it's going to be delayed?
Well, I mean, it's interesting that you mentioned that because the game isn't even listed on Amazon anymore, as far as I can tell.
The Switch version.
Yes, again, I am only speaking about the Switch version. Not listed on Amazon at all. Like, not even with like a delayed date or anything like that. You can't buy it anymore. So maybe
maybe their
like an
shipping
Amazon
container full of NBA 2K18 Switch Edition fell into the ocean.
Well, I don't even know that they're gold. They shouldn't be gold yet, so it's a very weird occurrence, and hopefully we'll get more information next week. I doubt anything transpires over the weekend, but it's odd.
Yeah, that is for sure. That this is odd, and I don't like it. I'm really, really excited for this on Switch. I legitimately am. So I hope it still hits the date.
Well, fingers crossed. I mean, 2K did just announce WWE for Switch, although that game is not hitting on day one as the other consoles. So does that add some fuel to this potential delay fire? We don't know, but we'll keep our fingers crossed. Let us know what you think of these three stories. You got Lawbreakers making a bit of a goop, but owning up to it. And man, that game actually really would have been good on the system. Nintendo new 3DS regular being discontinued pretty much worldwide. Will it spell the end of the 3DS era? Probably not, but it does remove that awesome faceplate option from their arsenal, and then the potential of an NBA 2K18 Switch-specific delay. Let us know your takes in the comments down below. Hope you guys have a fantastic day. We're curious to hear what you think of these news stories. We'll be back with another triple pack as soon as the news breaks, and until that time, everybody, for myself, Jake, and Gabe, Switch Force out.